Okay, so for my portion of the first video for my prime number, I've picked 4,597. So we're going to determine if 4,597 is prime. So we're going to divide 4,597 by 1. And it still is equal to 4,597. So we really can't use that because 1 goes into everything. So we'll do 4,597 divided by 2. And that equals 2,298.5. Now, obviously it didn't work, but it wouldn't work anyways because the last digit of 4,597 is odd. When a 2, if you're divisible by 2, it's going to be an even number at the very end. We're going to divide 4,597 by 3, and you get 1,532.3 repeating. That didn't work, and we know this didn't work because all the digits in 4,597 did not add up to a number that is divisible by 3. We can skip dividing it by 4 since it wasn't divisible by 2, and also the last 2 digits aren't a number divisible by 4. So we'll divide it by 5. And you get 919.4. That does not look like a 9. It wouldn't have worked anyways because the last digit isn't ending in a 5 or a 0. We can skip the 6 because it isn't divisible by 2 or 3. So we'll divide it by 7. You get 656.714, and more numbers continued. And anyways, there isn't even a divisibility rule for 7, so we didn't really have to do that one. We can skip dividing it by 8 because it's not divisible by 2, and it's definitely not divisible by 4. We can divide it by 9. You get 510.7 repeating, and that didn't work because all the digits didn't add up to be a number divisible by 9. You can skip dividing it by 10 because it does not end in a 0. So we can divide it by 11. That equals 417.90 repeating. Now usually in class, this is where we would stop and determine that this number is prime, just from all those numbers. But we really can't do that because this number is still really big compared to the 11. So we'll just go through some more. We'll just say 4,597 divided by 23. We'll skip a couple. That equals 199.8695, and more numbers continued. So that obviously didn't work. We'll do 27. That equals 170.259259 repeating. Go to 43, just for the fun of it. 106.906 more numbers continued. Say 63. That equals 72.968. So we're getting closer to a number to determine if it really is prime or not. So we'll do 4,597 divided by 65. We don't really have to do that since really if anything ends in a 5, it's going to end in a 5 or a 0, the final number. So it didn't work, but we got 70.723 and more numbers continued. 1,597 divided by 67. And we get 68.6119403. It's probably more numbers continued. This is when we can determine that 4,597 is a prime number. Because if you divide it by 68, you go below. you will get 67.60 more numbers.